Why should you consider getting a 2500 3/4 ton truck compared to a half-ton truck, which is an F-150? It's a lot of reasons not to do it, but those few reasons that you have to get the 250 is very compelling. In fact, when you do end up considering getting a F-250, you exactly know why you need it. For the most part, nobody really buys an F-250 just to get a truck. You get an F-150 for that. In this video, I'm gonna show you all the stuff that I liked about this truck and I love about this truck, but it's not a perfect truck. It's in fact far from perfect. Oh, and I'll show you here in a second why. The perfect truck, in my opinion, is an F-150 with its comfort and features with the capability of an F-250. Oh my gosh, see what I'm talking about? That's a problem when you go in a Super Duty, man. Suspension is so stiff. You feel every single bump. And it's by design because it's meant to tow. It's actually a lot more comfortable riding when it's towing heavy loads than it is without a tow in the back or without a trailer in the back. I've owned this truck now for about 7 months. I've had 5,680 on the mileage right now. I haven't done my first service yet. We got this truck from Illinois because it was a need at that time. We had a travel trailer. I'm pretty sure my F-150 could have towed it, but it was a peace of mind. It's not really a peace of mind. We're over 2,000 pounds, I believe, overweight to be able to safely tow the travel trailer at that time. So we had to upgrade, and in doing so, we lost a lot of money. And that's the thing. Truck these days, man, they're too expensive. But considering the price first, this F-250 is a 2023 model. It has some features already with it. It has a 6.8 liter, which is the Minizilla. And it's a great engine. Never had a problem with it. After 5,000 miles, it was able to tow my camper, which is a travel trailer. We upgraded to a fifth wheel, no problem. I barely feel that it's attached in the back. But for you guys who has not towed RVs before, considering towing an RV, this truck was able to pull the fifth wheel better, even though it's twice the size or twice the weight compared to a travel trailer. My travel trailer is 7,000 pounds. I can feel the wind, and it just handles differently when you're driving on turns and on bumps, on uphills, downhills. It seems like it has more control over the truck than the truck does in itself. On a fifth wheel though, at first it was intimidating because it's a way bigger RV, way heavier. But as soon as that thing was hitched in the back of the truck, you barely feel it's there. The only time you'll feel that you have a fifth wheel attached to the back of your pickup truck is on uphills and maybe heavy bumps on the road. You'll feel it a little bit, but not significant enough that you'd white knuckle your steering wheel. I was surprised, and also I was surprised with the miles per gallon. You're not gonna get great miles per gallon on this one. I mean, in a diesel, you probably get the same miles per gallon as if you were towing it, 16, 17. But on the comparison, when I was pulling my fifth wheel over my travel trailer, on a travel trailer, I had worse gas mileage. As soon as I attached that thing, just straight in flatlands, I get about 7 to 8 miles per gallon. But on a fifth wheel, which is, like I said, double the weight, on an uphill, I was getting about 9 miles per gallon. But on a straight flat road, 13. I was surprised, 13 miles per gallon, and it handles great. Now, after 5,000 miles, a few things I learned in this truck. You actually have everything you need to be able to pull heavy loads on this truck, on an STX model, and also 6.8 V8, 6.8 liter V8. there are some limitations. You just got to be able to know and calculate the weight limits of the truck. But as long as you're working within the 8 limit on a fifth wheel. Let's say you want to go get a fifth wheel. I've noticed if your fifth wheel have 2 axles, which means it has 2 wheels, it could more than likely be towed by this truck. As soon as that fifth wheel has 3 axles, which has 3 wheels or 6 total tire or 6 total wheels, you're not going to be able to pull it with this car. That's just by looking at it visually, without looking at any other thing, without looking at the sticker. I can tell if there's 2 axles, I'm probably going to be able to tow it. If there's 3 axles, no way. Probably need a diesel or a dually for that one. But obviously the safest way to do it is actually look at the sticker and look at the weight limit. For me, as long as the fifth wheel is less than 14,000 pounds, I should be able to tow the RV no problem. So that's one thing about I noticed when towing in gas mileage. It really depends on your trailer. Now let's talk about the features that I love in the truck when it comes to the STX model. This truck has everything you need, man. Nothing else, well, a little bit more than what you actually need. First thing are the cameras. Because a lot of times, especially for me, I don't have friends to help me hitch the RV or back up the truck, all that stuff. I mean, I could ask my wife, but it's not gonna go very well. It's probably gonna cost a lot of arguments. So that's the one thing. So that's why some features I have to have in a truck when I'm purchasing it, with the sole purpose of towing our RV. So the camera, the 360 camera, works really well, and it's a must-have on the truck, and it came standard with the base model. For you to be able to see in the back of the cab where your fifth wheel hitch is at makes a world of difference. There's still some guessing on there on the height, but it makes it so much faster to be able to hitch your RV, your fifth wheel by yourself. And also I use the 360 camera when I'm parking forward. Most of the time I'm backing up on a parking spot, but if I have to park forward or diagonally, the 360 camera is actually a game changer when I'm parking this big of a truck. I love that feature. Now, it has Apple CarPlay, air conditioning, heater, great. Power windows, power everything. You even got the power rear view window. All the stuff that you know, it's 2024, about to be 2025. These are the things that should come basic, but back in a few years from now, or a few years ago, you know, if you buy a base work truck, you're gonna need, I mean, they give you manual stuff. There's no manual on this truck except for the mirrors. So this truck has all the features that you're gonna need in a truck, and it's 2024. So it has power everything, power locks, power windows. It's not all power though, because there's one thing that I wish this truck had was power mirrors, where you press a button, it just extends and folds, or you know what I'm talking about. Because it's important to know this, because when you're actually towing and you need to extend your mirrors and you forget to extend it before you leave, you're gonna have to pull over and extend it. Trust me, I've done it several times. I pulled over several times because I forgot to extend it. And it's not one of those things where you can just open your window and extend, because that thing, no, that's not gonna work. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You have to pull over, pull those mirrors to extend, and you know, it takes a little bit of force to do it, so you can't do it on the fly. I can't even ask my wife, trust me I did, to open her windows and try to push the mirrors out. Not gonna happen. So that's the only thing I wish this one had, but it's a base model. Other than that, it has everything that I actually need to be able to tow. And then guys, you're buying a 250 not because of the comfort features. So some do, that's why they have different trim levels. For the most part, we buy the F-250s because we need it for a specific job. It's a purpose-built truck. That's what it is. Now, MSRP on this was, I think, $60,000. You can't beat that. A lot of F-150s are more expensive than this truck with way less capability. Another thing I like about this specific truck is the looks. With the STX package, this truck looks mean. It doesn't look like a work truck. I like the white with the black wheels and black trim levels. You'll see nothing chrome outside of the truck. It looks menacing. The size and just the little things they added on the STS package, I think it's worth it. Along with the 360 cameras. And I forgot to mention that you also have blind spot assist on these trucks. I think that's very important. And the two mirrors helped me a lot. The front and the top and bottom mirrors helped me a lot to see my blind spot. But it helps that there's a blind spot indicator on the side of your mirrors. That helps out a lot. Now, some features that I really like I said, besides the 360, is that when this truck is attached to a trailer, it detects it. As soon as you turn on your blinkers to the left or to the right, the 360 camera activates itself and it gives you another blind spot on your left and on your right. I like that feature, but I didn't know that existed until I actually attached the trailer to the truck. Another feature that I didn't know that I liked about this truck is the different drive modes. So if you're in the truck and you'll see this knob right here says drive mode. So that's a drive mode. You turn it to the left or right, your screen right here changes. You'll have tow haul, normal, slippery roads, off-road. So you have different drive modes. Sometimes I leave it on eco to save gas. I don't know how much really gas I save, but I guess it's but at this point, putting in an eco is just a peace of mind, thinking that I'm saving gas. And you already know it's a full-size truck. It's very spacious in the back. This is a crew cab, so you will not have any problem when it comes to the space. And the truck bed itself is, I think it's 6.8 feet. It's pretty long. There's a few features that I wish this truck had though. I really don't care about the folding mirrors. I wish it had auto, retract, and extend, because that saves a lot of time when I'm driving. I really don't care about the auto folding. Since it's a F-250 and you're meant to tow heavy loads, unless you order it from the factory and you're lucky enough to find the truck, an F-250 on the lot that had the fifth wheel or the gooseneck tow prep package, which is, if you had it ordered and built, I think it was a 250, just had it built, added to the option to, it's not that expensive, because then when you're adding a fifth wheel hitch, it's an easy shopping and it's an easy install. You buy the hitch, you drop it on the pivot points or the pilot holes that's actually part of the prep package, and you're good to go. This truck didn't have it, so I had to install a fifth wheel hitch on the truck. And when I went to the shop, they're charging $2,500 to install the hitch plus labor, and that's a lot of money to cough up, man, for a hitch. I did it myself. I bought it on e-trailer. I bought the one that actually extends because it's a short bed truck, just giving me a lot more clearance when I turn. So far, I haven't had to use it. It was able to clear the turns with my fifth wheel. Not a problem there, but it took me a long time to install that thing. Probably a couple of days, because I made some mistakes in installing it. I had to redo certain things. But if you have the time and the patience to install it yourself, I suggest do it. It would save you not a few $100, but at least $1,000 doing it yourself. But if it had a prep package already, all I had to buy is the hitch and then just drop it on there, put the pins, and then you're good to go. So I wish this truck had it. And here's a wish list. And I know they can't do it in heavy duty, but man, this truck rides rough. Suspension is so stiff. There's a pothole right there when I'm turning left. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's really bumpy, but as long as you can handle the bumpiness, no problem. I use it as my daily driver. I got used to it now. I was coming from a F-150, which is very comfortable and has a very nice suspension. This thing, man, is a bumpy ride if you're not towing anything. And like I said earlier, once you put load in the back of this truck, man, it rides smooth. Oh, I forgot. You do have Apple CarPlay on the base model, but you don't have, I was surprised in this one, because I had it on my F-150 base STX. It's an XL. You don't have Sirius XM capability. The only way for you to be able to get Sirius XM is download the app, which defeats the entire purpose of the satellite radio. You don't have satellite radio from the factory on this one. So it's either you use your Apple CarPlay or FM radio and AM radio. That's it. I didn't think it was a big deal until it was, when I was driving cross country and you lose signal, you lose FM, and you lose internet. I mean, unless you have downloaded songs, that's the only thing. Or you can just have a conversation with your wife when you don't have signal. Now, would I recommend this truck? There's two things really. If money is not an option, would I recommend this truck? Sure. But I could probably get more truck and get more options if I'm considering pulling heavy loads, like a diesel maybe, or a fully Godzilla, not the Minizilla. But you just gotta remember, once you go diesel, you're adding extra $13,000 on the price of the truck. And the cost of the maintenance, it's scary when it comes to problems in the future because it's so costly. However, it's a lot more capable. From a 6.8 to a 7.3, if I were to upgrade and I'm towing just a regular conventional, the difference would be almost 2,000 pounds, whether I'm towing a camper, a travel trailer, or a fifth wheel. As far as the towing capacity, 2,000 pounds. Let's see. So my fifth wheel right now is almost 14,000. I can go up to 16,000 pounds. Actually, I've seen some fifth wheel bigger than mine that I wish I could tow, and their maximum weight with everything on it was about 16 something thousand. That's a great number to have as far as variations of what I could get if I had a 7.2. And then the price difference is not so much. I believe it's just a couple of grand. That's crazy though. You add a couple of grand of towing capacity, you also a couple of grand on price. There you go. No. That's just me doing math in my head. Two things that got me into the truck, besides the obvious, the capability, and I had to do it. Two things is the price and the look. Price, I get it. You get it. So the STX trim level is a cool looking trim that gives a certain character to the truck, but it's only available on the XL model. My opinion, I like the look of the STX compared to an XLT, but you can only get the look of the XL or of the XTX on the XL package. You get more features in the XLT. However, keep in mind the higher trim level you get on this Super Duties, the lower payload capacity you get. So for me, for what I need, the XL, and make it cool looking by adding STX package, is a perfect truck for my needs. I don't know. What do you think?